Welcome to More Than Words, a podcast about treating the whole child, brought to you by the Reading and Language Learning Center. I'm your host, Tristan, and today I'm joined by Gracie to talk about living with dyslexia. Hi, Gracie. How are you?
Hi, I'm good. How are you?
I'm great. We're excited that you're here. So I want you to start off by telling us who you are and what you like to do.
Hi, I'm Gracie, and I like to play basketball and lacrosse and play just a lot of sports.
Fabulous. And Gracie's a student, so we're excited to have her here so she can tell us all about dyslexia and what it's like growing up with dyslexia. So let's hop right in. So first question, when did you find out, how old were you that you had dyslexia?
I found out the summer before third grade, and I did a lot of stuff for testing in the end of second grade. So
Yeah.
I was 8, I think.
Yeah. I think that's about the age, right?
Yeah.
8 or 9?
Yeah.
Okay. So you found out pretty early. And I think a lot of people find out when they're in around the same age.
Yeah.
Yeah. And how did that make you feel when you finally learned that there's a reason you were struggling with reading and spelling and all that?
I mean, it explained a lot because I thought it wasn't picking up on what everyone else was saying. Maybe I wasn't focusing enough because I was remember really trying, but I just didn't really get it. And I didn't understand how everyone else was understanding. So it cleared a lot up when I got diagnosed.
Yeah. Oh, that's great. I'm glad it helped you kind of ease into your schoolwork, realizing, oh, hey, I just learned things a little differently.
Yeah.
And there's a reason you're struggling. So that's cool.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And then did you go to reading therapy? And if so, did you like it?
Yeah, I went to reading therapy up until 6th grade, and I went quite a bit at the beginning, and I liked it a lot because there was a dog there that would help me read, and it was so fun.
Oh,
and,
that's so cute.
It just made everything a lot funner.
Yeah, that's awesome. And did you go every day for the most part?
I think so, up until 6th grade. Then I started going less and less, and I think I just went over the summer at the end, and I didn't go during school a lot.
Yeah. Okay. But that started helping you out a ton, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. So when you found out you were in third grade, and so that's elementary school. So did you ever have to advocate for yourself while you were in the classroom?
Yeah, quite a bit because I for test, if I didn't understand something and SOLs, I would have to get it read out loud, but I would have to ask them to read it to me.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't really like the computer audio because I don't know, I didn't like that it was robotic. So I would have to ask the teacher, and I would get pulled into other classes where the students were at different levels, and it just wasn't a good fit. So I had to talk to the teacher about that too.
Yeah. And what was that like? What did you do when you were in a classroom that maybe wasn't the best fit for you?
It was kind of scary ass talking to the teacher, but then after a while, when they were more understanding, it would made it a lot easier and made me more outgoing, I would say.
Yeah. Well, that's cool. I feel a lot of people don't have have a thing that makes them more outgoing. So that's kind of cool that you started to learn that earlier on in life. That's a really good skill to have. Yeah. So can you give an example of maybe how your dyslexia impacted your schoolwork? So I'm sure it affected your stuff throughout everything, so math, English, anything.
Yeah. For English, I would have to get a lot of Caesar's English we did, and I would have to get those words read out to me because I had never heard them before, or they were hard words to pronounce and read too. So I got that pulled into a small group, and then for Spanish, it's I learned all the vowels and how it should be in English from tutoring or whatever, but I had to relearn them now of how the Spanish vowels sound, which is a lot different, and it's harder.
Yeah.
But it's a lot better now that I also went through tutoring for that.
Yeah, tutoring for Spanish on top of having your reading therapy before. So foreign languages are interesting because they are really hard to learn. But what's your tutoring for your foreign language been like?
It's pretty good right now, and I got a lot better teacher this year, and he was going over the vowels today because instead of I saying I, it says I, which is different. It sounds like iguana, which is weird.
Yeah.
And I have to relearn the vowels, but it's going pretty good. I have a pretty good grade in that class.
That's awesome. Wow. And this is something like kind of random, but do you feel like you have a better grasp of English as a language as a whole because you went to reading therapy?
Yeah, because I didn't know like a lot of stuff and like how to pronounce a lot of stuff. So I didn't know a lot of words and like how to say it and what they meant until like reading therapy.
Yeah. I every time I like think about when I learned how to read, like I don't remember all the rules, but knowing like what goes on in reading therapy, there are so many rules and like the fact that you sat down and like learned all of them like very explicitly, I commend you because it's a lot of hard work.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow. So I mentioned you're a student and you're in high school. So now that you're there, what are some of the things that you do to succeed? Because I'm sure it's different in like every class and all of that.
Yeah, I have a IEP now, which helps a lot. And like for chem tests and bio tests last year, I would get pulled and talk with just because we had two teachers. One of the teachers would like pull me out and read the questions to me and like explain the answers because like the words in biology are like words I've never like used on a daily basis.
They're weird.
And then like history, when we're writing essays, I have like a longer deadline and I also get like read aloud if I need that too, which helps because we have like readings that we have to read
Yeah.
weekly and then like write all these questions about it. And they're like long readings, so that helps too.
Yeah. That's awesome. When I was taking, oh my gosh, what class was it? US history, I want to say, we had so many readings and it was like from a huge textbook and it was, oh my gosh. So I'm glad you get the reading help there because it was so much work. What was the next thing I was going to ask you? Oh, so we mentioned at the beginning of this that you like sports. So what are some of the things that you feel you really excel at doing?
I'm pretty good at like basketball and I'm pretty athletic overall. Last year I played field hockey, lacrosse, and basketball for Oakton.
Wow.
And then I like swam during the summer. And I also like drawing and stuff, but just as like a hobby. Like I don't take it as a class, but it's like fun to do like digital art too.
Oh, that's cool. Do you have like an iPad with the little iPencil and stuff? Oh, I really want the little pencil. I've never had it before and it's so fun. I watch a lot of people do like drawings and then I've seen some people take notes on it. Can you do that?
Yeah.
At school?
I think we can, but like we also have our school computers that I bring, so it's like not as good.
Yeah. Well, that's another question I was going to ask you. So, showing my age here, when I was in high school, we weren't allowed to bring our like electronics unless it was like kind of a special day. Like we didn't bring our computers every day. So is that a thing you guys do now? Do you always have your laptop with you?
We get a school computer for like the year and we have to bring it every day and we have to like log in every class and like go to different class and different assignments and a lot of mostly everything's online, like on your computer. We don't get that many like paper stuff because they're trying to save like the environment.
Wow. And was that something that they did before COVID or after?
After.
Okay. Very interesting. Do you like it? Does it help you with like writing and stuff?
I mean, I kind of like it on like a physical paper because if I want to like write down notes or like something under like highlight something, it's like easier.
Right.
And like I like physically having something, but it's not like bad.
Yeah. Okay. Well, at least that's good. I'm glad that you also have something from the school to like do all of your school stuff on.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's nice to have like a separate thing for school and for like fun stuff at home.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you said you like doing art and you like sports, and was there anything else you mentioned?
No.
Okay. Okay. So then my next thing is if you could go back and tell your 8-year-old self like a message from what you know now, what would you say?
Probably that's gonna take like a long time and it's gonna be a lot of work, but like at the end it's worth it. And it's not that you're like different or like dumb or anything. It's just like you learn differently and it doesn't like mean that you're like slower or anything from all your friends because at the end you guys are all gonna like come out taking the same courses and like gain like basically the same grades and like doing well on everything. So it's not that like anything's wrong with you.
Yeah. That's awesome. That's a really good message. I think a lot of times people learn that and want to tell their 8-year-old self that too.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then in the same vein, what do you wish your teachers knew about dyslexia?
I wish that they did like when I was younger and like teaching how to read, they did it more inclusively, like how they do it for like at reading therapy, because I feel like that would help everybody, dyslexic people and on, because like it would help make everyone read like I guess at the same pace, and also that like dyslexia is like real and it's not something to like blow off, and like it's not that the kids aren't like paying attention or anything and like not trying, it's that like they like learn differently and
Right.
like it's not anything to do with like effort
Right.
and stuff.
Yeah. And one of my best friends growing up, she had dyslexia and ADHD. And when we were in classes together, like people would think she was just like goofing off, or she was like, I just like I don't know how to learn it this way. Like I need a different way to learn it. And it was just interesting, like seeing her learn things at home in like a completely different environment. Cause like when she like was able to put her mind to something and learn it the way that she needed to for herself, like she could learn stuff so quickly. So I like that advice. I think most teachers need to hear it. Yeah. Okay. My last question for you. And it's just, what does dyslexia mean to you personally?
It's kind of like, I guess, like a superpower, and like, well, now it is, but when I was younger, it probably wasn't. But it just like makes me be more creative almost, because like my brain works a different way. And also, it like, I don't know, it kind of explains a lot about me, because like it's how I learn and we go to school every day. So, like,
Yeah.
that plus like it made me more outgoing and like more talkative and not be scared of like adults, because I had to advocate for myself a lot. And so,
Yeah.
like, I guess it kind of made most of my personality.
Really cool. Oh, I love that you
Yeah.
say it's like a superpower. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, thanks for coming on here and chatting with us today. This was fabulous.
Thank you for having me.
Of course. Thank you to the audience for listening. Make sure to leave us a little rating and review, as it helps other folks just like you find the podcast. And don't forget to subscribe so that you never miss an episode, and we'll see you next time.